What's up, guys? Welcome to another great episode of the TmortalTV Fisherman Hour. Tonight, I'm joined here once again by my good buddy Aubrey. And
I'm here.
Hey! And
Hey.
yeah, we're gonna be casting lines and podcasting as well, as always. And yeah, I hope you guys are ready to see some fish. If you can't see fish, if you only hear fish right now, you can go watch us fish on YouTube. Or if you're watching on YouTube and would rather be listening, you can check this podcast out on any of your favorite major podcasting platforms. So thanks for being here.
And Apple now.
Apple now. So what's up, Aubrey? What you been up to?
Not much. Just living life. Trying not to get sick.
Oh no.
That's always a challenge.
Is something going around?
No. Like last Friday, I was like, oh god, so I always get like this weird taste in my mouth like right before I get sick, and I had that like taste in my mouth like all day long last Friday.
Oh.
And I was like, oh god. So when I got home from work, I just like took like as much medicine that I could without killing myself.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Hey,
I didn't get sick. Knock on wood.
I feel that. Like, if I feel like I'm getting a cold, I immediately go home and take like Zicam, NyQuil, anything in the cupboard that reduces that stuff.
Yeah.
I do not want to get sick.
Me either, because I do not take getting sick very well.
No, the past couple times I've gotten sick, it was like one was COVID, and I think one was like straight up the flu, and like the memes that people make of like the weird horror movie state your mind is and how much of a fever dream it is. It's true, and I was flipping out. One year,
There's nothing like Benadryl dreams.
yeah, one year when I got COVID, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before. It's actually a great segue. I was bedridden because I had to quarantine for 2 weeks. And so I just decided to read nothing but like every Moon Knight volume I could get my hands on. And I ended up having a dream that I wasn't real and I was just one of Moon Knight's alternate identities, and it really freaked me out.
Nice.
Which brings us to
Carl
today's
Spector.
topic. We're going to talk about our favorite comic book.
books.
Woohoo, comics. Yeah, I am dressed as Moon Knight right now.
And I'm dressed as Spider-Man. We are our faves.
Yeah, it's tough for me to pick a fave because it's different like every time I turn around. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil my vibe, but yeah. It just depends on what day you catch me.
There's 4 different characters that I could have picked.
Yeah, actually, I did want to like. We don't have to go like full blown like which run and everything, but you can if you want, because I think you probably could get a little closer. But I know you and I talked about having like predictions of what we think are gonna be on each other's lists.
Yeah.
So, I think you're gonna have something punchline, a really good X-Men run,
Okay.
a really good Spider-Man run.
Okay.
And those were the 3 that popped into my head. Specifically, I'm like, those are my major predictions for Aubrey's list.
Well, I will just say 2 you're close on.
Okay. Nice.
My predictions for you, I had like specific predictions.
Yeah.
So I had either Jeff Lemire's or Warren Ellis's Moon Knight.
Okay.
I had Batman Hush.
Okay.
I had Saga, and somewhere there's a Daredevil run, but I don't know which one because I don't know. I know you said you read some Daredevil at one point, but I don't know all of them, and I don't know what the last one would be.
Okay. Cool. This is going to be interesting. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Okay. Well, man, let's crack into it.
I do kind of want to clarify like what would make a top 10 for me personally.
Okay,
Top
cool.
10 or a top 5.
All right.
And my favorite thing and this is more of a rule for like modern writers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
there's so many like modern writers and stuff that just do the same thing that everybody else has done. It's very safe and it will sell. But to me, I think that's boring. I love when writers can just take a character and either just like, oh, their whole mythos is not very explained very well, or hasn't been explained in a long time, so I'm going to redo it, but I'm going to put twists in it. Or I'm going to take a character that everybody knows everything about, and I'm going to completely dismantle them and almost make them a brand new character.
Nice.
Those are the things that I love when you're writing, like Batman or Spider-Man or Moon Knight, because you could argue that like Jed McKay's done that with his Moon Knight run.
I swear that happens to Moon Knight every other arc. Like
almost, but still, like there's a whole lot where it's just like, yeah, I've done this before.
Yeah, for sure.
That idea got stale quick, but they kept doing that idea, like Hudson's run.
Oh,
of Moon Knight.
Is that the like 2005 one? The one that kind of
where he made him a complete psychopath and like kept it for like 50 issues.
Spoiler alert, guys! That's not my favorite Moon Knight run.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! I kind of hate it. But
it's barely anybody's favorite.
Really? Because when I was looking online, like, what's the best runs? Everyone's like, this one. This is the definitive Moon Knight. Blah 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 blah. And like everywhere I was going, they're like, you gotta read this one. And then I read it. It was not my favorite.
It's basically like if Jake Lockley just became Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But do we want to start?
Yeah.
Honorable mentions, or just go for the 10?
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and start with honorable mentions.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because I kind of think because you have a top 5, I have a top 10.
Yeah.
I could do 2, and then you could do 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That way,
that's fine.
And then I could even do my 2. Then we could both do our 1s.
That's fair. Or I could just move my honorable mentions into my list.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, that probably work a little better.
Yeah, that makes my first pick really stupid, but I'm excited about it.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
You go first. You go first.
I have 3 honorable mentions, so I'll just mention them real quick.
Cool.
And all 3 of them kind of go with they either reinvent the character or break the character down. But I've got Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's Venom. Completely like takes whatever missing lore there is from symbiotes and Eddie Brock as a character and just goes all out with it.
Nice.
I've got Sensational She-Hulk by John Byrne. That run is from like the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, is that like the definitive She-Hulk run that people reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one where it kind of took her to like from being like female Hulk to like her own character.
Oh, cool.
And had actually the first wall break in comics.
Oh.
So thanks.
Oh, you mean Deadpool didn't invent that?
No. He didn't.
Oh, man.
And then I have Green Lantern by Jeff Johns and various artists because it was like a 100-issue run. But completely like just took the idea of the Green Lanterns, just say, hey, you know, if there's a Green Lantern and a Yellow Lantern, why aren't there other colors?
Oh, cool.
And then just created everything from there.
Nice.
And yeah, just a solid run. Even like when Flashpoint reset the universe into New 52, his Green Lantern books were so popular that it stuck through the reboot.
Oh, nice.
So like the first arc is just, here's the reorigin of the Lanterns, and then suddenly just everything is continuing his run.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, that's my 3 honorable mentions.
Cool. My honorable mentions are now honorable additions, so.
Honorable additions. Love that.
All right, well, my number 10 is Garfield, the Jim Davis run. Longest running comic run, right? From all the way to the 80s.
It's more of a news strip, but
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
it
yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
It's been collected as comic books.
Yeah, it was in there as a joke when it was in honorable mentions. But
Gotcha.
if I was to be serious, it did, like, as a kid, my mom would always get me those volumes, and I would just read them. Like, I would stay up till like 3 in the morning reading them, and
Yeah.
it did really influence how much I love, like, pen, ink, illustration art. And I've always had a soft spot for Sunday funny comic strips in that regard. So
Yeah.
it is a big one for me, as much as it was like a joke answer. But
Yeah, and I mean, besides like comic book characters and Peanuts, it definitely is like the most recognized.
oh yeah,
Like like Sunday comic strips.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was Garfield and Peanuts for like a long time. I guess Garfield, Peanuts, and Spider-Man, but
yeah,
yeah, like that definitely did like a resurgence of newspaper comics too.
yeah,
Because I mean, there was a while there where you just had like Beetle Bailey and Peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
and I forget the other big one, but yeah, it kind of revitalized the second era of Sunday comics.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's a not a pick that I would expect, but I mean, I respect it.
Unironically, love me some Garfield. But yeah,
That's not a bad pick.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. My number 10 is The Unbelievable Gwenpool by Christopher Hastings and Girahiru.
Okay.
The book is, or the character was spawned from a cover where Marvel was just taking the piss and just making different variants of Gwen Stacy because why not?
Yeah.
And Christopher Hastings, which he was like a web artist, like a web comic artist, and he's like, you know what, this character sounds fun, and then just kind of like created the idea of this character where she existed in our world, like the real life world, and she fell through the cracks during Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, which is what the next few Marvel movies are based on. So she fell through the cracks, and she now exists in the Marvel universe, but she reads Marvel comics like religiously. So she knows all the storylines, all the secret identities, she knows all the characters, she knows every secret in the Marvel universe. And she goes, you know what? I read so many comics that I know I could be a superhero, and I'm going to do it the easiest way possible by becoming a mercenary like everybody else. So that's just the start of the book. But as she stays in the Marvel Universe world for so long, that she starts to develop her own powers.
Okay.
And then I'll just leave the synopsis at that.
Cool.
But it's a great book. Girahiru is a fantastic artist. If you've ever seen like comic book drawings of Jeff the Shark, that's the artist.
Yeah. Okay. Because I've seen like panels of Gwenpool, and they always look really good. Very like clean art.
Yeah, the book is just it's so fun. Like, it does get a little bit sad towards the end of the book. But like, for the most part, the book is just full of heart and joy, and it's just such a wholesome read for the most part. But even kind of when it gets a little deep towards the end, it's still like a really good book. But yeah, and then Christopher Hastings never did a comic book again.
Dang, that's a shame. That's something.
So he just
go ahead.
He just did one, and then he was just, yep, I'm good.
Dang. Well, hey, get his money.
I know
and
he
retire?
went back to his web. He went back to his web comic.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm sure he does other things,
Yeah,
but I just don't know what they are.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Actually, he didn't stop right after that Gwenpool run. He did a couple other like more independent stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, that's my number 10.
That's fun. You bring up a good point. Like I really like when they can make something a little bit more lighthearted and fun, but still, it's not just completely like brain dead humor. And they actually can tap on like some really cool emotional beats in the stories. That's really cool.
Yeah. There's one small issue, like it was like a filler issue, But she's like gets a contract job to investigate this town, and then she finds out that it's like zombies and vampires. She goes, "Nope, this is not my job. I'm getting out of here before it gets deeper." And then Blade just shows up. She goes, "Ah, crap."
Oh boy.
So yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, that's cool. And for those at home, she's not Gwen Stacy.
She is not Gwen Stacy. Her name is Gwendolyn Poole, Poole. But her idea of becoming Gwen Poole, like Deadpool, is that Deadpool is the easiest character in Marvel.
Yeah.
So
That's fun.
But yeah, I think the Hastings run is only 30 issues too, so it's not even that long.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So you can read that in a weekend.
Really could. Man, I was about to spoil a big one for me, but never mind, I'm not going to say that. But you know, sometimes you'll get a big like graphic novel or a volume like that. And man, I'm always shocked. I'm like, I can't wait to read this over a weekend, and it's an afternoon, and I'm like, oh, it's already over. Bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah. My number 9, which you actually, as a throwaway joke the other day, predicted, would be the early, like, I don't really know how you say his name. I think it's Greg Farshidi. The Bionicle run that was coming out alongside Bionicles. Man, those were so cool. They just like, you know, the perspective and anatomy isn't that tight because like they're toys, but like when you're a kid and you're getting those Bionicle toys and you see those and you open it up and it's those harsh lines and that like really dynamic, cool look about it. They were just so fun to read.
I think Jim Lee actually did the cover arts for like the first 5 issues.
I think so. Man, they're so cool. Like, there's the only thing that bugs me is it's like the pacing between issues is so janky because I think it was meant to be like these comics are interstitial between like the Scholastic books and like the Flash animations you'd watch on Bionicle.com. So like nothing in Bionicle is like you could just watch this and you'll get the whole story. It was meant to piece it all together through all these different mediums. And so like just picking up the comic run and reading the comic run, it's really all over the place. It's kind of frustrating, but it's still very fun.
Yeah, I remember like there was like a year ago or something like that in like a collection that we bought at the store, there were a couple issues of it in there, and I sent you a picture. And I was like looking through them, and I was like, wow, this is actually like, so like the artwork was actually really good for like the DC like kids line, because they were part of that where it was like that book, Teen Titans Go, or just Teen Titans, but it was the cartoon. And then I forget what the other one was, but it was like 3 books that just went on for like a while. And Bionicle was one of those. And I was just like really surprised that they put that much work into the kid line of books.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think Bionicle had such a weird budget. Like Lego did like a Nike collab for the Bionicle shoes. They had like full rock bands do songs for it. Had like the web, like the Flash animations. They like put a lot of work into Bionicle. It was so cool.
Love that. But my number 9 is the Amazing Spider-Man run by David Michelini and Todd McFarlane.
Okay.
From the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
This would be like issues like 298 to 318-ish.
Okay.
Around there. This arc features the first appearance of Venom.
Oh, right.
And Todd McFarlane, as much as I hate his toy company, redefined what it was to draw Spider-Man. Like, for generations. Like, you cannot deny that his anytime you see his Spider-Man, it's automatic. Like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen. He just did not care about human anatomy, so just drew him in just these ridiculous poses. But it's like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he's a spider. He is super flexible, and he can swing in webs. Reed gave him big giant lenses on his glasses. He redefined how to draw webs. He created what's called spaghetti webs, and that's if you see a spider web that has like these little like twists and like wrappings,
which is like the standard now.
Yeah, that's him. So yeah, and David Michelini, like, he created like more drama for like during the Peter and MJ marriage, because it was kind of like it wasn't that many issues away from their run that they actually got married. So it was like, how can we do this to where they're just not newlyweds anymore? So it was like MJ dealing with her like her modeling gigs and stuff like that now, and like having to travel out of the state and all that kind of stuff. And this was also at the same time where Peter's photography career was like at a peak, to where like he's actually getting recognized as like a national photographer at this point.
Oh, cool.
So it's really interesting because there's a lot of that book that doesn't take place in New York.
Oh,
and
neat.
It's really interesting seeing like Peter dealing with like characters in San Francisco, not really like hero characters, but it's just like the small time like villains and stuff like that just are doing different things.
Right.
One is not coming to mind for some reason at the moment, but yeah, there's like, I think the second Prowler is in that run.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, there's just a lot of really good stuff from that run, and it not even being 25 issues.
Dang.
Even crazier. How monumental that run is. But it was kind of continued because McFarlane got his own Spider-Man book, and that's what people call Spider-Man Torment.
Okay.
Which is written and drawn by Spider-Man. So I mean, it's a lot darker. Because like McFarlane and that crew did want to push that kind of Dark Knight Returns return to like a dark type storytelling.
Yeah.
Because late 80s you kind of got back into that kind of 60s goofiness a little bit.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
He was like, let's not do this, and just made like the darkest Spider-Man story known to man.
Yeah.
But still, revolutionary artist and just an overall. But Michelini was on Spider-Man for like, I think overall like 120 issues. So
Okay.
like just the McFarlane part of his run is kind of where what I'm putting in my number 9.
Cool.
So
yeah, I mean, for as much as I've seen McFarlane's Spider-Man around, I would have thought he was on Amazing Spider-Man for a lot longer. So that's just a testament. So I was right. There was a good Spider-Man run on there.
there is a good Spider-Man run on there.
Yeah. Number 8. Yeah, number 8. Weird coming from me because I like really hate on the fan base a lot. The Joe Kelly run of Deadpool. I actually really like it.
Okay.
I was reading it. I don't remember why.
That's the definitive Deadpool.
Yeah,
right there.
it's good, and I think it is such a like I hate on Deadpool fans a lot because they're a lot of them are just kind of corny meme dudes who think they're the funniest guy on the planet.
Yeah,
I love the character because while he is silly, like I was saying, there's so much in those comics where you kind of like Spider-Man, you realize Deadpool is funny as like a coping mechanism for something that he's like actually really struggling through. And that Joe Kelly run really taps into something I really like in a lot of characters is they're not the most emotionally stable, but they want to be the good guy so bad, you know?
yeah.
And I think
that's where Deadpool shines.
Yeah, it's so great. He's like, I want to be a hero. I want to be worthy of like being part of the Avengers or something. But he's just like kind of an idiot. So,
Yeah.
um,
Completely.
Yeah.
And with Joe Kelly's run specifically, surrounded by other idiots
yeah, it's
that
so great.
just enable him.
Yeah, I really, really love that comic run. I actually had all the big trade volumes of like the Deadpool classic.
Yep.
It was
I've got
really
every
fun.
volume on the shelf over there.
Yeah. Uh, all
Yeah,
of the
I love that run.
Yeah. All of the I don't remember 2 that well. But I think the first Deadpool movie and Deadpool versus Wolverine do a really good job of like bringing to life what those comics establish as well.
The first movie, there's like so many parts of the original like Kelly like 20 issues that are just straight ripped from the comic book and just thrown on the screen.
Yeah.
Just
even the
maybe
villain.
with different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ajax.
Man.
I would even say like some of 2 also.
Yeah, it's just been a while
just-
since I've seen it. I don't remember.
Just the fact that Deadpool's like, oh, I'm gonna pick people just like me to be like the next like big group, and then they're all just like incompetent losers that have like crappy superpowers. So I'm like, yeah, this is like what Joe Kelly would write. So yeah, that's a solid number 8.
Nice.
So this one's a weird one. It's Harleen by, I'm gonna butcher it, Stepan Sejic.
Okay, I know that name.
He's done like Witchblade, Tomb Raider. No, he hasn't done Tomb Raider. He's done a lot of like smaller creator-owned books.
Cool.
But this book was part of DC's brand new Black Label line.
Oh, okay.
Which the Black Label line were like magazine-sized comics and had more pages and was usually more grittier and darker.
Right. Is Azzarello Joker part of that?
They kind of reworked Joker to be part of it because Batman Damned was the sequel to Joker.
Okay.
And we don't talk about Batman Damned. The book famous for showing Batman's dingling.
Oh, man. And that cracked me up so much when that happened because people were like scrambling to buy the issues that you could. I'm like, that's weird that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Like that you're scrambling like, I gotta get the issue with his penis in it. It's like, okay, buddy, calm down.
Yeah. Had a lot of that at the store.
Yeah.
But Harleen was, they asked this guy, Sejic, who at the time was doing a book called Sunstone, which is a kind of erotic comic book, but it's a really good like love story at its core.
Gotcha.
But that book was really popular at the time, so DC asked him, was like, hey, we want you to do a book on our new imprint. What character do you want to do? And he just says Harley. Like, didn't have any other character. He goes, I'm only going to do it if I can do Harley. And they were like, okay, do what you want. So he decided to just take the idea of Harleen, like, outside of Harley. And it's like, what if I made her origin not as bad as it already is?
Okay.
Because Harley's origin is that this is Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, which is why I don't like them, slept her way through college with all her professors to get A's, and then wasn't qualified to actually be a psychiatrist in Arkham, and her being that type of person, she was easily manipulated by the Joker.
Gotcha.
So what he wanted to do is actually make her a very smart person in college that just happened to have an affair with one of her professors, but was already getting shining grades.
Right.
But none of that ever came out, but they touch on it.
Okay.
Then she's submitting like all these papers to like the Arkham Asylum and whatever, and she's actually like, they're like, oh wow, we love your papers and all this kind of stuff. So she's meeting with like Harvey Dent and all these people on like how they can budget, her research in Arkham to help the inmates and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of see her go through like, this is like before Crane goes crazy and does his stuff, Scarecrow, and his art in the book is so good because like I just remembered this. There's parts in it where like she's talking to Harvey Dent and he always draws Harvey Dent at like an angle.
Right.
So there's always a shadow on the other side of his face. But he hasn't turned into Two-Face yet.
Yeah.
So it's like with him just drawing the shadows like that, it's like, yeah, we know.
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, just basically her origin is a little different, and she had like she was actually part of a Joker attack in like on the street, and that kind of sparked her interest in the Joker specifically, because she's like, that's the worst of them. If my plan that I have to fix the system, why not try it with the worst?
Right. Okay.
And through her doing all this stuff with the Joker, interviewing him, which she's interviewing all the different inmates and stuff like that. But the one she's spending the most time is with him. So he starts explaining stuff, because this Joker is not as crazy as like your typical Joker.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff is like making a lot of sense to her. Like what his ideas are, how he perceives Gotham, why he thinks there needs to be an agent of chaos in anything. So she starts to kind of like agree with him.
Right.
But this whole time Joker's been using her to get out. So like,
yeah,
he's planning this whole escape thing based around her. So it's just like, and the final issue is kind of the climax of it all, but I'm not going to go into the final issue. I just kind of explained the first 2 issues, and it's only 3 issues.
Oh wow.
It's not long at all. But his art on it is just so incredible. Like he's just a brilliant artist. Like if you ever look up his stuff, I don't think he's on Instagram anymore, but he would just post like, oh yeah, here's my warm up, and it just looks like the most beautiful artwork you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean warm up?
Yeah.
But he does a lot of like fan stuff too. Like he did like a chain of pieces of art of like Tomb Raider and Wonder Woman and stuff like that. But yeah, he was just like a fan favorite artist that is also a great writer. But yeah, that book is just fantastic, and I cannot recommend that book enough. They were going to do more, but DC kind of screwed him over on another book, so he just skipped out. He's like, yep, I'm done working for the big 3.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, yeah.
That's really cool though, because like, I mean, in the media that I've like seen Harley in, of course there's always the core of that, like she's a psychologist, but the Joker manipulates her. But like, maybe it's just because the stuff I've played has either been like the video games or like shows that don't want to touch on it. Like I wasn't really familiar with the like slept her way through college stuff that's part of her lore. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the Bruce Timm way.
Yeah. Is that in like his comics or?
Well, they pretty much only did like the animated movie, and then like her first couple like comic book appearances were done by Denny, and then he kind of elaborated on that aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot there's that whole Batman and Harley Quinn movie that I've avoided like the plague.
Oh yeah, don't watch that. That's 100% Bruce Timm, so don't watch that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm a Bruce Timm hater.
I mean, I kind of get it from what you've said. Like, I love that whole, like, I love New Adventures of Superman, and I love Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
but
I mean, as like an artist and an art director, fine, completely fine. But it's just whenever he just starts writing,
I get that when he's let loose,
my blood boils.
I get it. Yeah, don't get me started on like Bruce and Barbara stuff. That is a no-go for me.
Oof.
Yeah. But anyways, on a better note.
Yeah.
Oh, my number 7.
Yeah. Let's go.
You can't beat the classic, the original 60s, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Spider-Man. I love those so much. When I was a kid and like Spider-Man was popping, the movies were on, everybody was excited about Spider-Man. Every kid loved Spider-Man. My mom, like, I was still a little young. My mom was like, I don't know about these like newer comics that are a little bit like darker and for older kids. So she got
Yep.
me the big like omnibuses of the like 60s Spider-Man because,
Nice.
they're pretty appropriate. And I would, man, me and my sister would both like just like trade off and like read them. They were so good. And then the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, you'd watch that. And a lot of the episodes and storylines are like almost one to one.
Yeah.
They're really cool. And then like I would assume it's probably a good mix of just a classic Spider-Man and probably running alongside or shortly after what McFarlane had just done. So kind of his vibes too. So it's just a
Yeah,
great
so
show.
kind of what they did with the Spider-Man cartoon was just like, okay, how can we fast track all the storylines? Like the popular storylines that make Spider-Man Spider-Man. And that's literally what the show is. It's just all the most popular storylines.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I prefer the Ramita era, but the way they used to do comic books was Ditko would do the art first,
Right.
and or Stanley would give him like a rough idea. It's like, hey, I want him to fight this character, and then Ditko would just go to town, and then Stan Lee would come in and just write the dialogue. That's what they call the Marvel way. So that's how Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, just all those old like the classic Spider-Man characters or Marvel characters. All of them were done that way. So really, a lot of these like first appearance characters and stuff like this are a lot of Ditko.
Right.
Like all Ditko inspired. And Ditko was planning all these stories kind of in the back of his head while he was doing the work. So in all these little scenes and stuff like that, he would draw, like you can kind of go back and look. Anytime like Green Goblin was active, Norman Osborn would be somewhere close. Like,
oh, nice.
Ditko was wanting Norman to be Green Goblin, Stanley didn't.
Oh, gotcha.
So Stan Lee was telling him to draw Norman so people don't think that Goblin is Norman Osborn. But in his like second to final issue, he did reveal that Goblin was Norman Osborn, so Stan Lee couldn't take credit for it.
Gotcha. Man, yeah. Also, like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of just really classic ink cross-hatching illustrations.
Yeah.
One color. It could be black and white. So the Spider-Man comics just have such cool art, but also it's just literally just pen and ink until you add the color.
Yeah, Ditko was really good with like he was like an early like cross-hatcher for like mainstream comics. Because like if you look at like Jack Kirby, two artists from the same time, Jack Kirby just does a lot of flat lines and just a lot of like or flat colors and just thick lines. A lot of the Ditko stuff at the time, he's actually doing like early cross hatchings and stuff like that. So he was pretty ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And just how many characters were created in that run too.
Oh yeah. Like pretty much like most of Spider-Man's like classic rogue gallery is part of that, other than like maybe Venom. But yeah, there's so many classics. I love them.
Chameleon, Lizard, Doc Ock, Green Goblin,
Vulture. I
Kraven.
think Scorpion's in there too.
Yep, Scorpion.
Man.
Crime Master.
Everyone's favorite, Crime Master.
Yep. Yeah, I wanted to put a classic Spider-Man on my list, but I couldn't find a place for it. As much as I love it, I just couldn't find a place for it.
I get it.
But what number?
Number 7.
My number 7 is this is one you hear me talk about a lot. Batman by Tynion, Mark Jimenez.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This is a story that is going to be very parallel to another book on my list later on. Fundamentally had to like completely separate the idea of Batman from comic book readers at the time because it had to follow Tom King's end of his run.
Right.
Which the end of Tom King's run is literally a fever dream and it makes no sense. So Tynion had to tackle this as like, what can I do to bring people back to Batman?
Okay, cool.
So the first thing that he does is don't tell a story of modern time, tell an old story. And this story from this one like 5-issue story restructures Batman as a character.
Nice.
Because there was this villain that doesn't exist in Gotham anymore. Nobody knows what happened to this villain. And the book starts with Catwoman, Riddler, and Penguin going to this guy and asking, what can we do to create the Gotham Underground? And because this guy's like a genius, like mastermind of a character. Like he's done this for like other cities and all this kind of stuff. And you're learning that like the way Gotham is structured as like an economical system is all based on the Gotham Underground.
Right.
So if you fix the Gotham Underground, Gotham's economy crashes.
Oh.
Basically.
Okay.
So that kind of sets it up, and then the next arc is like it jumps forward in time to where it's like you find out that there's a bank that exists in the Gotham Underground that cycles all the money that comes in and out through all the different gangs. And Joker now knows about this because the crime lords were smart enough to keep the Joker out of the loop of all this. So now that he knows about it, he sends his new protege Punchline in to rob this underground bank.
I see.
So now it becomes Selina and Harley, because Selina and Harley are teaming up for some reason. But that's kind of where Harley learns about Punchline and then knows that Joker is back doing his thing after he's been gone for so many years. So now it's becoming that they need Batman's help to keep the Joker from doing all this stealing of this underground bank. And this is when Bruce learns about all this. And this leads into the Joker War.
Okay.
The Joker War, which is kind of the key storyline of Tynion's arc, because it's the one that does the most. And I kind of won't really like explain past this because I think everybody should read this run. Joker, while Batman is concerned with the underground bank in Gotham, sends somebody else into Wayne Tower and then exposes Bruce Wayne that he's been funneling all this money to spending all the money that Wayne Tech makes goes into Batman's fund.
Gotcha.
So he exposes all this, loses the company, loses all his money. So at the end of Joker War, Bruce Wayne has his Batmobile, one Bat computer, and his suit.
Nice.
So you fully strip Batman of everything except who he is.
Cool. I like that. That sounds awesome.
And from there on, he just has to build himself back up.
That's really cool.
So he's like living in the slums in like an apartment that he's rented. Cool. And it's just like very like Bruce Wayne got very humbled in that storyline.
That's cool. That does sound like a great time. And from the art you've shown me, it looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Gillian March, who's like an Italian artist, he started it. And I like his art too, but Jorge Jimenez on Batman just restructured in your mind how Batman should look. And he's just a brilliant artist. He's like, I think him and Dan Moore are the two like best modern artists out there. Yeah. Patrick Gleason too.
For sure.
But those three are just like killing it in the art for modern comics. But yeah, that's awesome. Tynion's Batman in a quick nutshell. That was just 2 arcs. That was 2 arcs of his story of like 7.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So, and it's not really that long of an arc. I think it's like 86 through like 120.
Okay.
So 35 issues, just not super long at all. And that's the only Batman on my list.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm about to add another one.
So we're on 6.
My number 6 is Earth 1.
Okay.
Well, basically
Jeff
Earth 1 and
Jones.
1 and 2. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't read 3, but I've heard maybe that's for the best. But
Yeah,
similar,
it's a little weird, but
yeah,
go on.
similar to what you were talking about earlier. It's just such a great way of like retelling what we already know about Batman. It's very, you can tell it's very inspired by Frank Miller Year One, but it tries some new things. And I think it was really cool. The art's really good. You get to see some real good human side of Batman as well. Like I think the first issue opens up with like Batman's trying to like clear a building with a jump, right? And he doesn't make it. And he just falls in the alleyway because he's so new at it. He's still figuring everything out, and
Yeah.
he just like literally like falls into a puddle, looks like an idiot. And there's a unhoused dude. He literally like takes money out of his belt and gives it to him because at the end of the day, this is Batman. He's here to help everyone. He's
Yeah.
not. It's just such a good depiction of the character that I really like. I think issue 1, that's where they did like, I don't know if it's the first time they ever did it, but it's the first time I ever saw like the Riddler being like a psychopath who was trying to kill people instead of
Yeah.
like just like, ooh, solve my riddles 3, Batman. And it was really cool. I really like the Riddler in Earth 1, and I was super excited for what they might do with Two-Face. Spoilers, Harvey Dent is usually Two-Face, and they kill him off, and his twin sister has like a psychotic break. So it's gearing up to where it's like, oh, this is going to be a new, different kind of Two-Face. That's really cool. As I've mentioned before, Two-Face is my favorite Batman villain, so I would love to see like any interesting Two-Face story in that regard. Please sign me up. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, those books are kind of interesting because they kind of like line up and like not really compare, but homage a lot of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Like just the fact that it's like it's a new way to tell the origin of the character, and we're gonna make changes, but they're gonna be so minor that you're not even gonna care.
yeah,
And just a way that Batman was more of a for the people
yeah.
in those books.
I love that.
I've only read the first one. I haven't read 2.
2 was
or
really
3.
good.
Yeah,
Sorry for the spoilers, but
they're on my list.
yeah.
They kind of released that one, and then they just started like rapid firing Earth 1 books.
Yeah. I
And-
remember they did a Superman and a Wonder Woman. I didn't get around to reading them, but
And it was like everything else was on Volume 2, like before Batman Volume 2 even came out. So
Yeah.
it was like by the time 2 came out, I was already tired of the Earth 1
Yeah.
books.
it's kind of how I felt
Which is
about 3.
unfortunate.
I had to,
Yeah.
3 took forever to come out.
Yeah, 3 was like a 5-6 year delay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a very long wait between books. I think even between 1 and 2 was like a good bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I remember like the gap between 1 and 2 was like 4 years, and the gap between 2 and 3 was like 5 or 6 years. So it's
gotcha.
maybe 10 years from 1 to 3.
Insane.
Yeah, that's crazy for just a graphic novel. It's
Yeah,
because
it's not even a thick one either.
It's because Gary Frank put so much work into his art. And then I think he was on other books at the time. So I think between 2 and 3, I think Doomsday Clock came out,
Gotcha.
which was like his big, like him and Jeff Johns both did that. And it was like the crossover between the DC universe and the Watchmen universe.
Right.
And even that like was delayed for art. He just puts so much into every like thing that he draws.
Yeah, you can really
Which
tell
is
if you read
honorable.
Earth 1 as well. Like, the art in it's really, really crazy.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah. That's a good one. My number 6 is one that people have probably never heard of, but it is Danger Girl by J. Scott Campbell, my favorite artist, and I don't remember his first name, but Hartnell. They were both kind of like writers together, and then Campbell did all the artwork. Carl, let me ask you a question. Do you like James Bond?
Kind of.
Do you like secret, mysterious ninja characters?
Sometimes.
Do you like the idea of G.I. Joe villains?
Yes, very much so.
Do you like Charlie's Angels?
I don't have enough info to say yes or no. Probably.
Okay, well, this book is all four slammed together. It's a very fun, like, because this is like mid 90s, so like none of these things were super prevalent anymore.
Right.
So like he's like Campbell's like, I want to do a book on everything I grew up on.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So it's really like a love letter. It's a little Indiana Jones in it too.
Okay. Nice.
Because the main character is like an explorer that looks for artifacts and stuff like that. So a little Tomb Raider too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's 7 issues, I think.
Oh, cool. That's not long.
8 issues. I think 7 and a 0 issue. But man, it's such a good book. It's so fun to read. It has like a couple twists in it that, you know, even to this day, I'm like, I can't believe they did that. And like,
Nice.
got everybody with this. Yeah, fantastic artwork. The humor in it is super good. And it gets like really dark and really cool for a little bit
That's
in
fun.
there.
I know the name. I think I've seen probably like an action figure of her around.
Yeah. It had a
but
video
it's
game.
cool. Oh, maybe that's what
The video game continued the story of the comic.
Oh, that's cool.
And
I love it when that happens.
Only on PlayStation. And it's actually really good
That's good.
because it's like a half Tomb Raider clone and a half Metal Gear Solid clone.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I do like.
Go ahead.
I wanted to be a spy as a kid. You know, like
Yeah.
when everybody was like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, "I want to be a spy," but not like I was thinking like cool gadgets, like Spy Kids, James Bond stuff. So I
Yeah.
do love that like 70s spy thriller kind of vibe. That does sound like a great time.
Yeah, there's like 3 main like female characters, and that's where the Charlie's Angel comes from. Mm-hmm. One's like an explorer, one's like a secret agent spy type character, and then the other one is just like I guess like just a Russian badass character. Like,
Okay.
I guess like Black Widow.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you kind of get with those characters, you kind of get like the James Bond, the Indiana Jones, and then just I guess whoever else.
That's fun.
I don't really know of a allegory for Natalia's her name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they've been trying to get a movie going for this for a
That
while.
would be fun. You
They're
know
just
what?
Kinda,
I
they're
think
just kind
that's
of waiting for the right climate.
right. I think that's what I know the name from because I think I've seen like the whispers of people trying to get the movie going.
Yeah, it's just a fun book. It's a little hard to find because the issues are starting to kind of get a little expensive.
Gotcha.
But there's about to be a Kickstarter from J. Scott Campbell on a new edition of it. So
Oh, cool! Like a big collection or something.
yeah, so we'll see. I'm excited for it. I own like 6 different versions of the book and like 3 copies of the series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one of my favorite books, and it kind of came out like around the time that I started buying my own comics too. Mm-hmm. Because for a long time, like my dad was buying comics for me that he thought I would enjoy,
Right.
and then around when I turned like 10 or so, is kind of when I started being able to pick my own books and
Right.
spend my own money. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of one of the first ones because Campbell did another book called Gen 13, which is
Okay.
an Image book, but it was basically trying to beat Teen Titans.
Right.
And I liked that book when it was coming out. So then like in the issue 25, which was Campbell's last issue, came with a free copy of Danger Girl Zero. So it was like, hey, check out my next book.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
so that kind of pushed me towards it because I liked Gen 13.
Nice.
But yeah, just a really good book. I recommend it if you can find it. Yeah.
There are ways of finding it. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Wink, wink. The winkiest
yeah.
of winks.
But yeah, I guess that brings me to number 5. Dude, we're breaking into the top 5s. Here we go. One you probably could have seen coming from a mile away.
Yep.
Transformers Skybound.
I didn't say it. That was one of mine that I was going to guess, and I just didn't say it.
Yeah. The current run of Transformers being published by Image Comics. People online have kind of just started calling it the Skybound Transformers.
Yeah.
But I love it. The art's
Skybound
great.
is an imprint.
Yeah, it's by Daniel Warren Johnson, not Robert Kirkman, even though he's about to do it in October. But I get them mixed up really bad. But he does. He's writing the story, and who did the art?
Johnson did the first couple issues, and then Jorge Corona is doing the current.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great art though, but the thing I love about it, as we've talked about, is it is just everything that is special about the 80s like lore and G1 era of Transformers that I feel like the Bayverse dragged us away from, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just got such a heavier, darker story that can grow up with its audience. The whole story feels like, a kid sitting on the floor playing with his toys, even to the point where it crosses over with G.I. Joe. They're all part of the, the current G.I. Joe and Transformers comics. They're in the same universe and they cross over. And it really just feels like a kid playing on his floor with his G.I. Joes and Transformers together. And it's so cool. It shows that you can have that darker tone and darker story that the Bayverse tries to do without sacrificing the original lore and actual characterization of a lot of the characters. It's just great. It definitely is, to anyone who comes up to me now and is like, I've never gotten into Transformers. I know you like it. What should I start with? I think Skybound is a perfect place to start now. It's so cool. I love it so much.
It's literally like read Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers and watch G1 Transformers in the background.
Yeah. Well, maybe watch the first season of G1 so you can hear in your head what characters sound like, and then read Skybound.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, oh my goodness, Starscream is so much meaner in this comic than he is in the show.
Yes.
He's a menace, and I love it. This is probably the most I've been angry at Starscream and want to see him pay for what he's done. But even so, I still am just like, man, I love this character. He's so great.
It's kind of interesting because, without saying what happens, there's a point where, Starscream becomes, at his lowest. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, maybe there's hope for Starscream. And then, no, he just triples down.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately so. But yeah, I love it.
It's
Transformers.
It's a very good book. I wanted to put it on my honorable mentions, but I'm behind. So
in time, after I work through this 80s Transformers omnibus, it probably could work its way into my top 10 or honorable mentions. I really like it, but I just haven't spent enough time with it to really know yet. Oh, man. So what's your top 5? I mean, number 5.
My number 5 is a book that I know nobody listening to this has ever heard of, and that's a guarantee. It's a book called It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth by Zoe Thorogood.
Okay.
It is a graphic novel only. It's not single issues. It's only a graphic novel. But it's a illustrated autobiography of her experience of finally landing a gig in the industry.
Oh,
and
cool.
As soon as she starts working in the industry, something terrible happens in her life and goes into the greatest depression that she's ever had. And then she decides, at that moment, I'm going to draw my experience of being in this state of mind.
Okay.
So the whole book is her dealing with her depression, also breaking into the industry, doing her first convention, all while being clinically depressed.
Dang. That sounds right up my alley.
It's a almost like I wish I still had I had like a review that I actually did. Like I don't really do comic reviews on anything, but I did one for this book, and I said I said something to the lines like, this is the most like beautiful yet like depressing story I've ever read, but it's just like so good the way she can convey the story with her art, because she has like 3 different styles of art, and she really uses that to her advantage while doing this book.
That's cool.
And it's like she would literally like do these pages and just like put them out like on her floor in her apartment, because she's like, this book is my life. Like,
right.
I need to see this as much as possible. And it just, the detail that she goes in to her almost like humility in it is just so endearing almost. And I really recommend people read this book, because I didn't read it when it first came out. I saw it when it first came out, and I always wanted to read it. But there was a moment when I was my time where I didn't really have a main place to live for a while. I read it then.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of related to it a lot, where it's like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this part of my life. And that book helped a lot just by saying like, hey, other people are also going through shit and they're making it, so you can too.
Yeah.
So it's just a very good book, and
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's I recommend anybody who is an artist, content creator, any type of like creating something, I fully recommend you read this comic book.
Yeah.
This graphic novel.
Just from all that description right there, like that's one, like of all the ones you've mentioned tonight, that's one I'm like, I've got to check that one out. Like that sounds really great. It's very similar, like impact wise, to one that's later on my list. So that's pretty cool.
Gotcha. The book is so popular, it's had 8 printings.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'm glad. I would hate for her to do that and it just flop. So I'm glad it's done really well.
Yeah, and she's done some other books too that are also really good, because she pretty much she'll only do a book if she can write and draw it. So all of her books are all her.
Nice.
And she's got a couple new books coming soon.
That's awesome.
And one about her brother that sadly passed away last year. So I'm really looking forward to reading that when it comes out, so I can have all these feelings again.
Yeah.
So
dang.
But yeah, she's one of my favorite modern creators as far as cool. Like being able to do the whole package.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's originally what I wanted to do as a creator, and it very quickly revealed to me that it's just like I'm not built for that. So ultimate respect.
And you'll like a lot of her art too, because she does kind of just randomly do like doodles of funny little guys throughout the book. So
that's fun.
You'll probably get a kick out of that.
I also love, like you said, how she has like 3 different art styles that she kind of cycles between. I love that, because that's something that's so cool about comics, is that you can really push that to convey the different emotions of what's going on, which is definitely something I'll get on mention in one of my later picks. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out.
I'll probably send you some images after the pod,
okay,
so I can be like, yeah, this is what you'll expect.
Nice.
But yeah, that's my number 5.
All right, number 4, one that you called a little bit. You said you didn't know who'd write it. Daredevil. Yes. The Bendis and Malieve run.
I was gonna guess Bendis.
Yeah, for similar reasons that we just mentioned. It was just one of those ones. I had just finished watching the show, the Netflix show at the time, and really loved it. Wanted to dive deeper, and the mixed media kind of like vibe of that run with the art, like the story was good, of course, but the way I'm not sure.
The like painted drawings.
Yeah, it had painted, but it also had like what seemed like Photoshop composites too, and in between. So cool. I absolutely loved that, and it was just one of those ones. not only made me love Daredevil as a character in that world, because I don't even remember it focusing as much on Daredevil. I think it more focused on the reporter trying to, solve cases and figure out what was going around as
Ben
well.
Ulrich and Echo.
Yeah, and it was just so cool. And it was one of those ones when I was getting into comics, when I wanted to do comics, that kind of opened my eyes to like how far you can kind of push the medium and do really cool stuff with it. And it's just such a good run. I love it. And
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like say that run is not good, and I'm like, this kind of like
that's so crazy to me.
Saved Daredevil for a while.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
I like Bendis Marvel work for the most part.
Yeah,
he did some weird things with X-Men that I didn't really agree with, but yeah, I think for the most part he's a really good Marvel writer.
Yeah, I love that Daredevil run. It's
yeah, it's one I've kind of been wanting to read again, but they so Marvel does these like epic collections where they'll reprint like storylines, but they volume them out. Like you could read them from like the original like 60s run, and then like the volumes go all the way up. But they reprint them out of order.
Oh.
So they like skipped the first like 2 arcs of the Bendis Daredevil run. They skipped them and then printed only the Echo arc and then nothing else. So they printed like 20 issues out of like a 40 issue run.
That's very strange.
But what's that, number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4. I've got, this might be controversial to some people, I've got Harley Quinn by Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Conner, Hardin, and John Timms, not related to Bruce Timms. So this is the middle of New 52, where like Harley was in the Suicide Squad, had that costume design that everybody hated, and DC's like, hey, we're kind of like, we don't know what to do with Harley Quinn anymore because like she's starting to be in the video games, so she's starting to gain popularity. We need to relaunch Harley Quinn. So they contacted Connor Palmiotti. They're a married couple, and they're probably the creators that I've met the most, and just I could probably talk to them for hours. They're such nice people.
Nice.
I'm saying this in case they watch because I'm mutuals with Jimmy on Twitter. So they kind of just like took the idea of like a character or of Harley Quinn. She goes, well, she's kind of a funny character, right? So what if we kind of just did like a sitcom style comedy and just do it for Harley Quinn?
Okay.
So they moved Harley Quinn back to Manhattan, or not Manhattan, to Coney Island, and she's gonna live in this apartment. And all these people that live in this big apartment are all going to be her supporting cast. So there's a little person that looks, and they drew on purpose to look exactly like Glenn Danzig.
Nice.
His name is Big Tony, but he's kind of like the landlord. So like she gets into hijinks with him. Harley Quinn gets a job at a nursing home being a psychiatrist. And she's just basically like gonna try her best to just be a normal like New Yorker again, like she was when she was growing up and going to school. And just everything happens because Harley Quinn is in New York, which is a city that doesn't really have superheroes. So she feels like she has to be the one to step up and stop all these people. But she has no idea how to be a superhero, so she's doing it in all the wrong ways.
Gotcha.
So that's the premise, and it just goes crazy from there. Like when she's first coming to New York, there's a guy on her on their like motorcycle, and the person has like a dog, and it's kind of like dangling off the motorcycle. So Harley gets sad and it's like, I need to save this dog, and just like kills the guy driving the bike and just takes the dog for herself. And then like once she gets the apartment, she goes like, well, I need to save all the animals now. So she just like goes and breaks in like a pet store and just steals like just so many animals, and they just all live in the apartment building. So it's like with just stuff like that, you could just imagine how fun that book can get. And it's my favorite like version of Harley Quinn.
Nice.
And it's kind of what most times you see Harley in anything. So like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the Harley animated show,
Yeah.
all that is even like the Suicide Squad kills Justice League. A lot of that version of the character is based off of Connor and Palmiotti's version of
Yeah.
her.
The whole time you were like describing that premise, it just reminded me of the first couple seasons of the animated show.
Yeah, yeah. The whole like that design of her too is all Amanda Connor, and the roller skates. Harley Quinn with roller skates comes from that run
Oh, that's fun.
because she starts a roller derby.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but
Ugh.
yeah, a lot of fun, and another one that I just really recommend to a lot of people. Even like if you're looking to get into Harley Quinn, like I recommend that run as a starting place.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun, like, I mean, not like, it just sounds like a good light entry place to be. Like, it just, it's a fun time, a little bit silly. It's not like somebody who's never read comics before. It's like, how about you read Watchmen and just be depressed for a week? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I really more like the books that just make you feel good
yeah,
more than anything, because I read comics to like escape. Yeah, I appreciate Watchmen for what it is, but yeah, it's a very tough read, and I would
It's
not
heavy.
recommend it to like. I would recommend Watchmen as like your 15th comic book that you read.
If you want to watch Watchmen and have a little bit better of a time and be less sad, you could just go watch The Incredibles.
Yeah, yeah,
They're eerily similar. But
yeah. I never thought of that till now, but yeah, you're right.
yeah, the whole time I was reading Watchmen, I was like, this is where they got the idea for The Incredibles, I guess. That and Fantastic Four.
Technically, it's just Fantastic Four.
It's like Fantastic Four with the plot of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Which is really funny when you're considering we're talking about a Disney Pixar movie. But
Yeah. Yeah. Connor and Palmiotti, Harley Quinn. And John Timms, his art, like him drawing Harley, is like burned in my brain as like the definitive Harley drawing.
Nice.
Like, it's hard for me to get into a new Harley book because it's not John Timms.
Right.
Because he draws like really like I don't even want to say like skinny, but it's very like slender limbs on the characters. So like,
Right. I like that as a style. That's something I had to, in my own drawing,
yeah,
I was so happy to be freed from, because I was trying to draw like very anatomically correct. Like, does this make sense for real anatomy?
Yeah.
And then I started watching One Piece and I was like, none of that matters if it looks cool.
no,
And it's just such a freeing thing. Like, you need to understand anatomy, so blah blah blah, but like to stylize and push things forward in that way to where it just looks cool, it's always going to be more fun to me.
yeah. I mean, I grew up on '90s comics, so I mean, there's no such
Oh.
thing as anatomy for comic book characters.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
I'm very lenient on how a comic
sure.
looks. It's almost like at this point, if it's got like really bright colors and it just looks nice, I'm more inclined to read it than most of these people just drawing shadows for a living.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
That leads me to my number 3, which is one I don't think you would expect to be on there. It's a graphic novel, Lost at Sea, by Brian Lee O'Malley, the guy who wrote Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, I've never read that one.
It's really good. It's very short, but kind of like how you were talking. I forget the title, the one written by the lady.
It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, it's similar to that for me. I found it when I was in college and I was like really lonely and like socially like riddled with social anxiety and didn't have a lot of friends. And it's just a book about a girl riding home with these people she doesn't know that well on a road trip, and like all the insecurities that she's working through in her head, and like her like kind of like coming to grips with all of it, trying to move past it. It's just so good. I love it. And Brian Lee O'Malley, I love his art. Like, Scott Pilgrim's cool. He's just great, but it was at a time where, I was in art school and so many of the people around me were just like, I want to make anime. And it like, if you want to make anime cool, but I just think there's such a lack of people over here. Not really, but like there's so many people that are pushing their own style and being creative when it's like you want to emulate anime when you could be doing something like he's doing and just like making your own unique style and doing your own voice. It doesn't have to just be like, I like watching anime, so I want to do this. Like there's
Yeah.
so many possibilities of just finding your own unique voice. And he was the big one in college that I latched onto who did that. And he does it himself. You know, he does the art, he does the writing, and I love that. And when I was wanting to get into comics and do my own graphic novels, he was just such a huge inspiration to me. And that graphic novel is a big one. I definitely recommend it.
Brian O'Malley, like he was that like second generation indie guy. Like your first generation was like I'm blanking on his name. The guy who does The Crow.
Oh, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but
and then Eastman and Laird with Ninja Turtles. Like that's your first generation indie guys. And then like I don't even know. No, I wouldn't even say Brian O'Malley's second generation. He's just like a very unique generation of like indie guy because he's like I don't even want to be like in the mainstream. Like I just want to make my comic and just hope people read it. And he was going to like concerts and like doing like meet and greets and just handing like his comic to like artists and stuff like that or like musicians and stuff like that because he's like, hey, most of my comic is based on a musician and you know I'm a musician myself, so I think you would enjoy this because it's kind of what we went through coming up. And then it just goes off the rails from there. But yeah, I love Brian Lee O'Malley, like of course Scott Pilgrim, but he's also the writer of a comic called Snot Girl.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that same aspect where it's like it's just a character that just goes through, has like these insecurities and has to hide them all the time. It's more of a delve into her psyche more than anything.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting and kind of uplifting in a way.
Honestly, everything I've read by him that isn't Scott Pilgrim is that. It's really funny. He did another one. I forget what it is. It's the one where the girl opens like her own restaurant, but very similar premise.
Yeah, he's great. I love Brian Lee O'Malley.
Yeah.
I almost put Scott Pilgrim on my list, but I considered it a manga.
Yeah, I just I don't know. Something about it too. I was like, I feel like it belongs here, but I don't know. I feel like Lost at Sea impacted me more. But yeah, when I was getting into him in college and, you know, wanting to go down that route of being like a indie comic book writer, I basically just looked up what is everything Brian Lee O'Malley has ever written. And so I just grabbed it all and read that. And that one really, really good.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to look it up. What number?
I think I just did number 3, so I think it's number 3.
My number 3 is Ultimate Spider-Man by Hickman and Chichetto.
Oh, nice.
It's not over yet, but it's definitely one of my favorite comics to come out in the last 5 years. Is literally a book that says, what if we give the fans what they want? And it fucking delivers.
Nice.
It's crazy because I kind of have this bit going on Twitter where I'm reposting the same tweet, retweeting it and saying issue blank is the best issue so far. And it's literally been almost every 2 issues I have to do it again. It's I don't know how it keeps getting better. Hickman is the best Marvel writer. Everything that he's touched at Marvel is just pure gold. And Marco Cicchetto's art is just absolutely incredible. I think a lot of what he's doing with Spider-Man is very reminiscent to what McFarlane did for Spider-Man.
Cool.
It's where it's kind of such a step up from what we've had for a while. It's just incredible. And even in Zdarsky's Daredevil run that Marco also did the art for, there's little bits of Spider-Man in that run, and it's I said from the time that I saw his art on that book that I'm I wish this guy would draw Spider-Man full time. So
Nice.
it's kind of crazy.
With it being Ultimate Spider-Man, where does that tie in? Is there like a current Ultimate Universe that's not a part of the mainline universe?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There's a line of books. I think it's Black Panther,
Okay.
Spider-Man, Wolverine, X-Men, and Ultimates.
Okay.
So it kind of touches every facet of like the Marvel universe in a way.
Gotcha. So I could just pick up Ultimate Spider-Man and not really like care about what's going on, and like
Yeah,
you could just jump in.
It kind of briefly like explains like here's why there's a new universe, and here's Spider-Man. Have fun.
Okay.
Pretty wraps it up pretty quick. Like there might be like a little bit, but I think it even like explains it without showing it.
Gotcha.
I don't want to give too much away because I do think it's a book that anybody who likes Spider-Man at all should read this book.
Yeah.
Because it just like every perceived notion you have of Spider-Man is in this book. Like you think
Nice.
about Spider-Man with MJ, you think about like the great power comes great responsibility, you think of never backing down even at your worst, or when you think you're beat, still not giving up. It has all of that, and it's just so good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's my favorite part about like the Insomniac Spider-Man, like the PlayStation Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It truly feels just like a perfect snowball of everything that's been good about every Spider-Man adaptation rolled into one. So
Yeah.
like if that's what the comic feels like, then
Yeah, it's very
something
similar.
I really like.
And each issue, like, so you know how books come out monthly? Each issue of Spider-Man, a month of time has passed.
Oh, cool. So it kind of like progresses in real time.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really
It's
cool.
really, really interesting. So, like, this last December, we had a Christmas issue.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
I like that.
It's just been really nice, and it's great to have a monthly Spider-Man book that I enjoy reading.
Yeah, because Spider-Man's been in a dark place for a while, comic
Yeah.
book wise. It's like,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Even when you had writers that wanted to pull it back into a good place, it was like editorial, like fighting the writer. Like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
That's a
Yeah.
shame.
Regular Amazing Spider-Man has like a very bad problem of just having an editor that is just, I guess, power hungry, and he just wants he wants to be the writer.
Right. That sucks.
But it's Joe Kelly's fighting through it, but
Good.
yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, good all the way through, and it has like like every couple issues has like a filler issue.
Oh,
And the
fun.
artist that picks up the filler issues is also like really good. And all the filler issues that are being done are like Peter and MJ as people, not Spider-Man.
Oh, that's good.
And so when you see his name on the book, it's like, okay, we're in for like character development.
That's cool.
So-
I love that.
Yeah. It's really good.
I might have to check it out. Very cool.
I get you.
But my number 2 is, I just have it in my notes as Moon Knight. I don't know which run I would pick. Man, I just love Moon Knight so much. If I had to objectively pick one, it's probably the Lemire run. Probably a basic take, but it's popular for a reason. It's just really good.
Yeah, I said the Ellis or Lemire.
Is Ellis like the current one where he had the Midnight Mission?
No, Ellis was the one that came right before the Lemire one.
Okay. Is
Like
that
Ellis is the one that introduced like Mr. Knight,
okay?
and then like Lemire's was like more about Mark and just plain Moon Knight.
Right. One I really liked. I think I don't know if I would call it my favorite, but it's the one that sticks out in my brain the most. Is right after the like Huston or however you say his name. His run. I think it's called Revenge of the Moon Knight.
Vengeance.
Vengeance? Okay. That one I really liked because kind of like you have been talking about, it's one of those ones where they take everything from Moon Knight and strip him down bare to his character, and he has to build himself back up. And it was really cool. Is that the one where he fights the like, I don't know, it's like the dark version of Moon Knight. He's like another Fist of Khonshu or something. Maybe not.
Not the Sun King.
No, not him. That arc sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
That run is terrible.
man.
Shout out to Max Bemis from Say Anything for writing that comic book.
Dang, really? That was him?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I forget who the writer was, but I know that run because he fought like Deadpool in an issue.
Yeah, there's a point where I think the West Coast Avengers go after him.
Yeah.
And it has one of my favorite panels of just like Moon Knight looking like an idiot, and up above him is just Venom like about to jump on him. It's so funny. Like, I think subjectively I would say that's probably my favorite Moon Knight run. It's really fun. I don't know if that's a good take or not, but it's the one I have.
J. Scott Campbell did a cover with Spider-Man in that run.
Nice. Yeah, there is one where he and Spider-Man are trying to do something. They're both being idiots. And there's a great panel of them both in a museum, like pointing at like taxidermied animals. It's like, it's so funny. I love that run. I think that's my favorite Moon Knight run.
That's a good pick, and I don't think a lot of people would really think of that one. But
yeah,
I like that run because that's kind of where I started getting into Moon Knight, was that run.
Yeah,
because I hated the Hudson run.
That's really what's so great about it. Like, you come off this
DC.
Yeah, you come off this awful run, and you're like, oh wow, this is so much more fun.
Yeah,
it's such a breath of fresh air. I love it. I also love, like, it's so funny because it's like Vengeance of the Moon Knight, and on the covers of like their trades and stuff, he has guns. And he's like, he's gonna come here. He's got guns. He's gonna be shooting people. I think he has like 2 guns in like 3 panels of the whole arc, and they don't even shoot bullets. Like, it's so weird. Yeah, it's really funny.
Well, because it's like they had to follow Hudson's like extremely like brutal dark run. Yeah. So it's like well, we have to like make the covers look like those, so people will still buy it.
Yeah,
because it's like the Deadpool issue. I think it's like Moon Knight like tackles Deadpool out of like a window, and they're like falling, and there's like a clock tower in the background. It's like they're literally just like in like a warehouse just fighting in the actual book, and mostly just talking. But yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, other than the one with the Sun King and the bad run we keep talking about in like 2004, like, I haven't really read a Moon Knight run that I hate other than those. They're so fun. Even the 80s ones. I love 80s Moon Knight too. It's just a good vibe. Very like almost grown-up Scooby-Doo. It's just fun. I love the Monster of the Week, like trying to solve a mystery vibe that 80s Moon Knight has. I would love to see that return to Moon Knight, which I think Midnight Mission kind of did really well.
Most of McKay's like first chunk of the Moon Knight run is literally that.
Yeah, I love that.
Even brings back Tigra and all that. It's a very, very good run. I really need to catch up on it because I'm very behind. Like, I think I've only read like the first like 25 issues. So I really want to catch up to it.
Much like I tend to do, I was following it monthly, and then I got distracted because I had to wait a month. And it was like right before the first like big, like, he's like, I'm getting my team together and we're going to go fight the big bad guy. And that was the next issue. And I haven't followed up.
Yeah, it was kind of like I was reading it, and then like on social media they announced that McKay's run was ending, and I was like so upset because I was enjoying his run so much that I just stopped reading it. And then like issue 30 of that run came out, and then it was like, oh, you thought that was it? We're just getting started, bud. And then it was like, man, I didn't read the last 10 issues.
Yeah, I got to catch up. I bet there's plenty of trades of it now.
Yeah. I think almost all of it is in trade.
Nice.
McKay is just another one of those like writers too, where it's everything he touches is just good.
Nice.
I almost put his Black Cat run on my honorable mentions, but I didn't.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, but my number 2 is Invincible.
Oh no! Just kidding. I get it.
No, like if you just like ignore all the things that the normies are talking about, and
I 100% get that.
the
It's on
ones
me.
the ones that don't really understand what the story is telling you, it's about Mark Grayson, who is invincible, learning what his dad's race is and learning what they do and what his reasoning to be on Earth is, and doing everything in his power to not be that person. And he has these moments where he's like about to like, because basically the Viltrumites' big thing is that they have like this incredible like rage thing. So it's like there's points in him being the most powerful superhero on Earth where he has these moments where he's trying to keep himself from breaking into that person that he saw his dad as. So it's more about like him fighting his Viltrumite powers and wanting to be a human. So it's a book more about humanity more than anything.
Right.
And it is violent, don't get me wrong, but it's like realistically, if you got a guy who can punch a hole through an asteroid, of course when he punches somebody, they're going to get like a hole through their body.
Right. Yeah.
But it's also another book that like is fully like realized in its like supporting cast, which is another thing that I didn't really mention that I love in comic books, but I love good supporting casts in comic books. And like Invincible has so many supporting cast members that it's just like you could literally just make a comic, and they have actually. You could make a comic in the Invincible universe and not have Invincible attached, and it's still just a good book.
Right.
Yeah, because there's like a whole Justice League, there's like a whole Teen Titans. You've got like your characters that are in like the secret government agencies. Just all the characters are just so good in that book, and even like the characters that have redemption arcs are also good in that book, and it's just all around fantastic. Ryan Otley is one of the goats, and it's kind of interesting because like he hadn't done like in the early issues of Invincible, he hadn't done a lot of comics. So it's as the book goes on, you see Ryan Otley like really develop as an artist as the book goes on, and it's really interesting how that works in that book. I always tell people read like the first like 20 issues or so if you ever want to try it, and there's not a lot of dialogue in them, so you can read them pretty quick. I love Invincible. I have opinions on the show because to me the show highlights the wrong parts of Invincible, and it doesn't really stick with the message that long. Like it's in there, but it's like it doesn't seem to be the main focus, which I think is why
it's one of the biggest turnoffs for me. Like like to me with the show, it just seems like similar to the way The Boys markets itself. It's like, check it out, we swear and have blood in this one.
Well,
don't let the kids watch this one.
That is 100% The Boys' selling point.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like the Invincible show has a similar marketing. Even like when they like announced it at the like Microsoft thing, they were the only one that was like world fucking premiere. You know, it's like you went out of your way to do that. It just feels like a little try-hardy. But again, that's just the way the show's marketing itself. Like you just said, focusing on the wrong elements of the story. I don't think the comic is probably that way.
I will say there is one F-bomb in the entire comic book, and it is so justified.
And I don't even mind, like, put language and violence in your story all you want. I just hate, like I was saying, like, The Boys, them acting like this is the main draw. But don't let grandma watch this one, you know? Because
it's like the comic is brutal. It's very brutal at times, but it's like it's so spread apart in the comic that sometimes you forget that it gets that way. So
And I don't mind that at all. That's great.
Yeah, it's not like, I guess because we're just going to clown on it the whole night. It's not like Hudson's Run where Moon Knight's just stealing people's faces for no
Yeah,
reason.
it's like, again, I very much like believe in like authorial intent, and for the most part, like if the message is good, I have a lot of leniency on like where the line is too far in a story if you have a point. But if your point is just to shock people, I think that's kind of cringe. But
Yeah.
like to the credit of what you're saying about the Invincible comic, it's in there to make a point. It's in there to have meaning and actually like has depth behind it. That's cool. I
Yeah.
just hate it when it's like shock factor for shock factor's sake.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when the first time it does happen in Invincible, and it's kind of already spoiled because you kind of already know because it kind of went everywhere.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like when Omni-Man does his thing, it is literally out of nowhere, like in the book, and it's like literally a shock. And then it's like, oh, they've been hiding this behind the story the entire time, and they fooled us to think it was a normal superhero comic book.
Yeah.
So it's like if you do try it, read it
Right.
thinking like that, and like just shutting out the internet's opinion, what the internet says about
exactly
the show.
And that makes me even more frustrated about like the marketing around it. That like that's such a huge shock moment of like, whoa, and they're just like, that's what they open with the game reveal. Like,
Yeah.
how annoying. Ugh, that's what I don't like, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm like so turned off by all of it. But like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that
Dang.
Invincible is my number 2, and I recommend everybody at least try it. Either if you don't like the show or you don't like dude bros talking about the book,
Yeah.
because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm a little afraid of that if we get a Skybound Transformers animated show. I hope it doesn't follow a similar path of
Yeah.
like what's great about Skybound is not fully captured in the show, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. So that was number 2. So, Carl, what's your number 1? I think I know what it is by order.
What do you think is it?
I think it's Batman Hush.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is Batman Hush. Man, Batman Hush, number 1, so good. I really like Jim Lee's art. He was another one, kind of like Brian O'Malley, that I just really latched onto in college. Like, especially his story of like how he became an artist was really inspiring to me. So I've always loved his art. I love the way he draws Batman. It's just really great. And
He's kind of what McFarlane did for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel like Hush is almost like the modern generation era of Batman's like Long Halloween. Like it has such an ensemble of characters that even if they're there for just like a short amount of time, like Joker's in there, but he's not the main villain. He's there for like a quick scene and then he's gone. But it just establishes the tone of what I think Gotham and the Batman universe should be like tonally and like visually represented as.
Yeah.
And Hush is just a great character. But like we were also talking about with It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth, I love the like comic book art from modern time and the like watercolor for flashbacks. That's so cool. I love that distinction. And it was just another one of those things that, you know, at the time in college when I was getting into comics, I was like, I never thought about doing that. It's just such a neat way of pushing the medium forward with different mixed mediums of art. And it's so great. Really good, you know, just Batman story. That's the one with Superman in it when he gets like mind controlled by Poison Ivy for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's just got a little bit of everything that I love about Batman. Kind of like how you were talking about with Ultimate Spider-Man right now. It's the perfect, like, single, wow, what a great fun Batman time for me.
And you can really just go
absolutely love
into it. Like, you don't really need to know much else other than just who the characters are.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a perfect, like, really good standalone Batman that still has a story that goes somewhere that you wouldn't expect. That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's responsible for like so many like revitalizations of characters, like made Huntress like a popular character. You know, I mean, Red Hood comes from that story. Well, kind of. A little bit of Red Hood comes from that story.
Yeah.
I guess just Jason Todd. The idea of Jason Todd not being dead comes from that story. I mean, that book just does so much. It just puts spotlight on other characters that either haven't been used that much, or like, let's use this storyline to bring all of his villains back to the forefront.
Yeah.
And it does such a good job at like giving each character their time to.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even when they're not there for long, it's so impactful. That shot, or like that panel of like Joker sitting on the dumpster laughing, is like, it's so cool. Like, it burned into my brain.
Yeah. And Harley in the theater.
Oh, yeah. Ah, man. Kind of like how you were talking about how you're like, I might go back and read Lonely at the Center of the Earth like really soon now because it's talking about it. I want to do that with Batman Hush. Also,
well,
because
guess what you can do? You can read Hush too.
I don't know. I've heard I've heard mixed feelings on it. Is it good?
It's so. Here's my theory on Hush 2.
Okay.
So you know Jim Lee is now the president of DC Comics.
Right.
So I think Jeff Loeb has been out of writing comic books for the last like 6, 7, 8 years roughly. And he goes to Jim Lee and says, "Hey, I've been having this itch lately. I really want to write Batman again." And then Jim Lee just says, "You know, that's funny. I really have the itch to draw Batman again. So we should just do them together and call it Hush 2.
Okay.
It almost has like nothing to do with the original Hush at all, other than Hush is there.
Okay. So if I shut out the idea in my head of like, this is a proper sequel to Hush, I'll probably have a good time.
Yes, because the real sequel to Hush is Heart of Hush, which is like where Hush realized that Bruce is in love with Selina. So now he's just going to try his best to torture Selina. And
I hate that.
And out of it, you get the Gotham City Sirens.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
But also written by Jeff Loeb, and I don't remember who did the art. I think it was Dustin Nguyen did the art of that, who's a very good artist. He does a lot of like watercolors. Like if you've seen if you've seen like Peach Momoko art, it's very similar to like the stylings of how he draws the characters. But I like Heart of Hush, but Hush 2, I read the first 2 issues and didn't really sell me. I know it's 4 issues in so far, and I think one more issue, then it goes on break while they work on part 2 of it. But it's okay. All right. It kind of is still like doing the whole like, let's not make the main focus just Batman, because there's like a side plot of like Dick Grayson and Barbara in it as well.
That's cool.
Because Barbara really wasn't that involved in the first one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even remember her in there, but it's been years since I've read it.
Yeah, because she was part of Birds of Prey at the time, so Bruce didn't have an Oracle. I think. Yeah, Hush was in my list originally.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, Carl, being a Batman fan, is going to put that on his list somewhere, so I'm not going to put it on mine. It was originally on my... Because what I did initially was just typed in any book I had just off the top of my head that I love, and then I kind of like looked at my like trade collection. I was like, okay, what do I actually have as trades? And then narrowed it down from there. And I think when I had an actual like top 15, I think Hush was in there. But yeah, I love Hush. It's... If Tynion didn't do his Batman run, that would be in place.
Oh, nice. Cool. I know we've talked a good bit about Batman.
Almost more than any other character, I think.
Yeah, and like I do think you and I often like very different aspects of the character.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure if you'd like that one or if it would be on there. So I'm glad you love Hush a great deal as well.
I like Hush. I like Hush like as a character because Batman villains don't really like push Bruce, you know?
Right.
Like it's like, oh, they're doing weird things, but I can still figure this out. But it's like Bruce could not figure out what Hush was doing, couldn't figure out what his game was. Almost at every point where Bruce thought he has Hush, Hush was already like 2 steps ahead already. So it's like there wasn't really like a true villain that could really like push Bruce to his limit like he did.
Right.
And
That's a...
there is a big twist, but we're both going to avoid it in case anybody hasn't read Hush.
Yeah, you should read it.
It gets to a point where it's like how is Bruce going to solve this?
Yeah.
Because like there's a moment like in the middle of the issue where it's like people say it's the first time that Bruce ever communicates to Selena. I know that doesn't make sense, but if you think about Batman and Catwoman, they've never been out of their disguises. So it's like the conversation that Bruce and Selena have together, it's like Bruce is actually admitting like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's like the first time you see Bruce like ever like really in that, besides when Jason was killed.
Another reason I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's just a great run, and it's I would still say, even though I like Tynion's Batman more, I still say that Hush is like the definitive Batman story. Like if you want to suggest Batman to somebody, you tell them read Batman Hush.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Hush is a very good book.
I love it. That concludes my 10.
There's your 10. It's done.
That's my 10.
In the bag. But my number 1 is a book that I tell almost all of my friends to read, and all of them don't. It's a book called Something is Killing the Children. By Tynion and Deledra. This book is... It's so hard to, like, explain this book. But basically, there's, like, monsters and dragons that live in the real world. And they feed on children. Or I think it's technically... souls of the pure or something like that. I forget how they actually like describe it, because like how they did it was like you had the initial Something's Killing the Children book come out, and then there was like a side book that came out that explained everything.
Okay, cool.
But you can fully kind of get it without reading the side book, but just trying to have all the lore. It's like a lore book. But there's this organization of people that live in secret that hunt down these monsters that are going around and killing all the kids and eating them. And that's the House of Slaughter. So each house has like these different jobs that people do. The main character, Erica, is what they call a black mask. And black masks do all their work by themselves. They don't go for anybody's help or anything like that. So the story follows her, and the first arc is just her hunting this they call them dragons, this dragon in this one town, and you become a black mask by like surviving a dragon attack. So it's basically like this is all still supposed to be secret, so they can't let you live on your own knowing what exists. But the only people that can see them are people that have eyes of purity. So kids, and all these people in the houses have these implants in their head to make them be able to see the monsters. So that's how they hunt them. But kind of as the book goes on, Erica has like she cares for the people that she's saving and all this kind of stuff, and you're not supposed to have a heart when you're on this job. Right. And eventually the house learns that she's doing all this stuff extra for the kids that she's saving that she's not supposed to do. Right. So now she is kind of not being targeted by the rest of the house, but definitely like a watchful eye on her. As the book goes on, you're kind of seeing other people in the house not really liking her and kind of get into the ear of the guy that's the leader of the house and trying to persuade his opinions on Erica. And it's just a really good book. Like, it's so hard to explain because it's like once you start reading it, you won't stop. And it's, even though like the synopsis that I'm giving is just kind of like whatever, like not super interesting, but it's like once you start reading this book and like you see the art, because the art is very simplistic, but it fucking works for this book. And
I love that.
It's just Tynion is just such a good like character writer that it's like you
Nice.
just care so much about this character, and
That's cool.
you don't you like there's parts where it's like you don't even want her to go fight these monsters because you don't want anything to happen to her. But it's great. Been optioned for a show,
Oh,
a TV
cool.
show. So if you want to
that
get
works
in on
out.
it early, I
I
highly
have
recommend.
the first trade volume.
Really?
TJ gave it to me.
There you go.
I
The
just
goat
haven't
TJ.
read it.
It's been just really nice that there's just been a book within the last like 10 years that I feel fully engrossed by, and like there's a whole like universe that's like unexplored almost, because I mean the main book is
Yeah.
only like 40 issues. So I mean like has barely been around for that long and kind of doesn't really show an end in sight, and
That's
really
good.
nice.
Also, it's neat that it's not like Marvel or DC or like one of the big ones. Like,
Yeah.
it's its own, and that it's like had that much success and no signs of stopping. That's really cool.
Yeah, and Boom's got like a kind of like a creator-owned program thing.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like Image is pretty much the creator-owned company. Like all the writers and artists own whatever they're working on. And it was kind of like one of the first ones that Boom did. And
That's cool.
it's just they're telling, yeah, you guys don't have deadlines, just put out stuff when you can and we'll publish it. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so they fully own it. They own all the rights to it. I think Boom still owns like licensing for it, but
Right.
yeah, Tynion's supposedly working directly with whoever's making the show.
Oh, cool.
It's got screenwriters attached to it already,
Nice.
and I think
So it's definitely happening.
yeah,
It's
I
not
think
just like in talks.
Netflix
Cool.
is producing it, I believe.
Do you know if it's going to be like animated or a live action?
It's live action, unfortunately. I wish it
Cool.
was animated just because of how Deledra's art is.
Uh-huh.
Like, because you have to trade. I'm sure you flip through it, so you can. He's like very simplistic, but like still like really detailed.
Yeah, I mean,
I have the promo poster behind me.
That's
from
cool.
The first issue.
that's awesome. I think like them having like Tiny and on board is like the key to it being good. Like,
Yeah.
That's really what I've been seeing, like the make or break. If these show adaptions, it's gonna sink or swim based on whether or not you have the original creator there, like really hands on, like Sandman,
Yeah.
for better or for worse, with Neil Gaiman. You know, the One Piece live action, like
Yeah.
no anime live action has ever worked, but because Oda has such a hands-on approach with this show, it's been great.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, when you have the original creator there having their input, like you can make it work.
Yeah.
And so that bodes well for that show. Would you say it kind of has a little bit of like Control vibes?
No, it's not. It's not like
Okay.
that, because like still she still uses like machetes and chainsaws to fight these
Gotcha.
monsters. So it's not like tech or anything like that. It's still very like, I guess like a knight fighting a dragon, because I guess that's why they call it dragons. But it's very much like that. So it's just a very good book. I think about it often. I don't know how to explain like why I like that book so much. It's just like whenever you start reading it, you kind of just fall into this like just a state where you just like, I need to consume this all the time because
That's
it's
cool.
just so
Yeah.
interesting.
It just pulls you in and doesn't let you go. That's
Yeah.
cool. In a week or two, I'm gonna, kind of be off for a week. Maybe I'll dive into a lot of these comics that I've been trying to get into.
Yeah.
And I really just want to get back to like art, like art, comics, TV shows, new music, It's just I feel like I'm so distracted by social media when there's so much good art I could be consuming instead.
Yeah, I feel that a lot too, because I spend too much time on social media, I think. But most of my time on social media is when I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because like mostly I look for like because I get messages from like customers and stuff like that. So it's like
Right.
something is always there to distract me from. I don't even want to say reality because I do see a lot of comic stuff on there. So
Yeah.
it is a lot of like learning and reading, but I don't know. There's just times where it's like I typically just turn my phone off. Well, not off, but like put it away, and I just like get lost in a comic, and
Yeah.
I feel a lot better after I do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And really, like, if people are looking to get into comics, like, yeah, taking like suggestions and listening to people talk about like their favorite comics is really good. But I always tell my customers at the store if like if you're looking at a trade, flip through it. If the art looks nice, if it piques your interest, just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. You know, read the synopsis, and if it's something that interests you, you just go for it. Because, like, to me, like, comics are very like subjective. Like, your favorite Moon Knight is one I didn't even think of being like top 10 worthy, but now that you got me like thinking about it, like that Vengeance of Moon Knight run is very good.
Yeah.
So it's like, what I thought would be Carl's top 10, it was not on there, kind of, because you did kind of mention Lemire, but
It is good, yeah.
But still,
it's just I never know. Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people love the Walking Dead comics. I personally don't.
Yeah.
People praise Dark Knight Returns. I don't think it's a good book at all, like story wise. But
it's really subjective.
Yeah, just try it. Just try whatever. Honestly.
Yeah, because you truly never know. And sometimes somebody will recommend something, and you might be stubborn, like me, and say you're gonna try it anyway, and you'll realize they're right. Like when somebody told me not to read All-Star Batman and Robin, and
yeah,
and I was like, I'm gonna read it anyway because Jim Lee did the art, and then I quickly realized I'm like, no, they were right. This sucks.
Yeah, because we kind of touched on it earlier, but like the whole like Watchmen, like if you're getting into comics, Watchmen is going to be in like the top 3 of everybody's lists. But that is absolutely one of the worst comic books to read if you're trying to get into comics.
Yeah, because, oh man, I think at the core, like, Watchmen is like a deconstruction of what comics are.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do you start with that? It's rough.
It's like, it's more ask what should, like, if you're getting into books, ask what should be your first comic book, and not like, I'm just going to read the most popular comic books.
Right. I mean, I work at like a bookstore, like, and I would say like same thing goes for like books. Like, it's hard to get into books, especially for a lot of dudes, because dudes think they need to be like reading something important or something that's gonna like expand their mind or grow it. It's like, dude, just like pick up something fun.
Yeah.
Like, I got back into reading by reading Super Mega wrote a book. Like, and it's just stupid comedy. And I read that, and that was like, you know what? I had a good time reading this. I kind of want to get back into reading. And then, like, I started reading, like the Transformers, like Exodus, and having a good time. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, you don't have to go for the top 10s, the things that make you sound smart in a genre. Just go pick something that sounds good, that you know you'll have a good time with, whether it's comics or novels, and just read what speaks to you.
Yeah. Don't let Homer's Odyssey be your first book you ever read.
Don't read Infinite Jest. Just pick something that looks good.
Start with like Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Just something simple. You've heard of it before. It's just something to get you in.
Treasure Island.
Yeah, Treasure Island.
But yeah, there's so much out there. That's another thing in both mediums. There's so much out there that like there's gonna be something you'll like. Like, even if you don't like superheroes, maybe you like Something's Killing the Children or Transformers. Like, there's something for everyone out there.
Yeah, there's whole companies that don't do superhero books. So
yeah,
I mean, you've got Image has a big variety of books. I mean, you've got like Saga and I'm blanking. I can't think of any others right now.
Who does There's Oni Press, you know.
Yeah,
that's
Oni.
like where Scott Pilgrim and all of them come
Yep.
from. Yeah, great stuff.
Their biggest thing is Rick and Morty right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they've fallen off.
Unfortunate. I say that like whenever I sit down and watch Rick and Morty, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. This is fun. I do enjoy myself. It's just when you go on social media, it's like this makes me want to hate it.
Yeah. What do you mean you hate Pickle Rick?
No.
Gherkin Richard.
Gherkin Richard. Shout out to Gherkin Richard. I'll pop him up on the screen right now.
The goat. The goat.
Were you there when I did the like draw request and I drew Gherkin Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh man,
it was gonna be Matt's tattoo.
Yeah. I can't believe he didn't follow through with that.
Oh man, guess he's got to now.
Oh, this is we're calling you out, Matt. You got to get it tattooed on your forehead.
It's recorded.
Yep. But yeah. Well, man, it's been really fun.
Long one.
Yeah, very long one. But yeah, I had a great time, and honestly, I'm less ashamed of my list coming out the other end than I was going into it.
Yeah, it was a good list. I mean,
yeah.
There's nothing that I disagree that is not top 10 worthy. There's a few that I haven't read personally or finished, but yeah, you had a good list.
Haven't finished Garfield.
Oh God, I need to finish all 8,567 comic strips.
40
of Garfield.
years, 40 plus years of Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as always, don't forget, check out Aubrey on his social media, on Twitter and Twitch.
Yep. Aubrey Zero Ninja on everything.
Aubrey Zero Ninja everywhere. And leave us a comment wherever you can leave comments. What's your favorite comic book? Or what's a comic book that you really want to read that you haven't read before? That's a good one.
Or just tell us your favorite comic book character that
that's a good one.
You've seen elsewhere, either a video game or a movie or a cartoon.
That's true, yeah. If you've never gotten into comics, who's your favorite comic book adjacent dude? Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here, Aubrey. This
course.
has been a fun one.
Always.
And yeah, we're gonna take this boat back into shore, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great night and peace out.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.